Hello and welcome to my review of Far Cry 2 for the PlayStation 3. This game has got a lot to live up to as the original PC release was critically acclaimed and was loved by many fans, so let's see if it's stacked up. The environment in this game is being changed entirely from the tropical island of Far Cry 1 to a more gritty, urban, civil war setting in Africa. The world itself looks simply amazing. Everything looks like it's supposed to be there and it belongs there. Half of the places are all derelict, all run down and blown up and half destroyed like you would expect them to be. There is a real-time day-night cycle which is phenomenal because it changes completely how you play the game. At night time you can be really stealthy and sneak into camps and take people out with your machete, whereas at daytime you have to really be on your guard because the enemies will spot you from quite a distance away, and it really does affect how you approach each individual mission. The controls are the typical first-person shooter affair. It's the usual COD 4 style control scheme, which just works for what it is. It works very well. The fire mechanic, which a lot of people are really interested in with this game, works amazingly well. The fire behaves just like real fire, so you can throw a Molotov cocktail or blow up a barrel and then the grass that surrounds the area will set on fire, and depending on the direction of the wind it will spread in that direction and it will engulf anything. Trees, grass, buildings will blow up. If they've got cans near them, when the fire hits them, people will set on fire, and it's phenomenal. It's a great tactic to use in missions. The weapons are very mixed bag. All of them are very good. There's something to suit everybody. There's sniper rifles, assault rifles, shotguns, pistols, everything you expect in a first-person shooter. But the good thing is, over time, your weapons will decay. They will wear out. If you swim through water, they will get rusty and start to jam. Over time, after a lot of shots have been fired, the barrel will jam and you will have to fix it on the fly. But you can buy operator manuals and things like that from the arms dealer to help your gun last a lot longer than it normally would. There are vehicles in the game, thankfully, because the game world is so huge you do need them, and they all look exactly as you would expect. There are Jeeps with mounted machine guns on the back. There is a Jeep Wrangler in there and a little car which looks like a wreck. It looks kind of like a 1960s muscle car almost in a way. And there is also a dune buggy, which is great for the desert sections. It really does help for running across the desert and getting to places very quickly. The multiplayer is a very, to be honest, it's a disappointment. When it works, it's brilliant. When everything is working properly, it's a great fun. It's a good laugh. The ranked matches work well. The ranking system's okay, but I have a lot of problems with it. After every match, I get kicked off of the servers. My account gets completely removed from the servers. I have to log in from scratch again and start again, and it gets very annoying. And quite often, I've lost my rank. It deletes my rank for no apparent reason. But when things are working well, it's very good because the map maker that's in the game allows for unlimited number of online maps, which you can't play in ranked matches, but in standard player matches you can. And some of the maps that people have made are amazing, and they are worth seeing. It's worth getting the game just for the map maker and trying it out online. Just you may have problems. I know a few people that have the same problems that I do. From an audio perspective, the weapons sound just exactly as you would expect. They sound meaty and like they really can do a lot of damage. Every gun has its own unique sound and it does sound very good. The explosions all sound on par. You can't go wrong with them. It just sounds like you would expect it to sound like any good first-person shooter would. The voice acting I find is quite good. They all speak with a good localized accent. They do speak English, but occasionally you will hear them speaking African, but not very much. But the enemies do actually shout at you, and they do shout orders to each other, and they are quite smart. They will try and flank you, they will try and trick you and stuff like that, which is really good. They won't just rush you, they will really watch what you're doing. The environmental sounds are good. It sets the mood very well. If you're in the jungle, you can hear the wind rustling through the trees, the birds and everything like that. If you're in the desert, you just get a strong breeze hitting you all the time, and every area has its own unique soundtrack, and it works really well to set you into the environment of what's going on. The fire sounds exactly as you would expect as well. You can hear the wood crackling and everything, and you can hear the roar of the fire from underneath. It sounds great, just like real fire would. And yeah, I think that's the crowning achievement of this game, to be honest. The fire mechanic is just so good, it works so well. The vehicles, you don't really get to hear them that much. The engines, yeah, they all sound pretty much the same. There is no real difference between them, but that can be overlooked because the rest of the game just is so good. From a visual standpoint, the environment looks amazing. There is no two ways of saying it. The environment is amazing, considering it's an open world game. The amount of graphics that they've managed to push into this engine is unbelievable. The shadows look great. The day-night cycle looks amazing. The entire environment itself, I haven't found a single bit yet that doesn't look really good. The characters also look good. They have a quite high poly count, and they all do look quite unique. Sometimes you will see the occasional same character model, but they serve the purpose well. They do look very good. The vehicles look exactly as you would expect them to. Again, they get dirty as you drive along the dusty tracks and stuff like that. They will actually get dirty and they will get damaged. Smoke starts pouring out of them, and they look very, very good. They get real-time damage as well, so you can get bits that crumple and their bonnets fly off and the doors fly off and stuff like that. The damage modeling is very good. The weapons that you hold in your hand when you see them in the first-person view also look very good and very clean. It looks almost like you could pick it up out of the screen and just use it in real life. The level of detail that they've got is just phenomenal. For the fun factor in this game, though, I would say it's rated very highly. I enjoy playing it a lot. You have to sink a lot of time into it, and you have to think hard. It's not a typical first-person shooter. It's not one where you can just dive into it and just play it like you would with COD 4 or something. It's a more of a thinking man's first-person shooter. You can't just go in all guns blazing and expect to come out in one piece. It doesn't work like that. You have to hang back and use tactics. If you play it in that kind of way, then it is an extremely fun game, but it's definitely not for everybody. Well, thank you for watching and listening, guys. As always, if you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time in another review.